Okay, hello everybody. We have Mike today with some tips for you. We are on at 11, our new time, same place, same station, but new days and times. So I'm not sure what he has for you, but I am going to let him go ahead and take over. Let me know when you're done.
Okay. First and foremost, I told you, I think it was last week, that I was rearranging the store. So guess what? Today was more than just a couple things. Today was several things moving around, and I'm not done. So um, you guys need to come in and look because there's some things that's easier to find. I've with Rita's help, move kits around. We've got um, your wide backs are moved and um, stabilizer, thread. There's all kinds of things that has moved around. And the reorganization, I think, makes some of the things easier to find because of the way we moved them and changed displays, etc. So, am I done? No. Will I change more? Yes. Um, and I think next week, as an FYI, I will do a little session um, with sharing my screen and walking you through scheduling of machine service so that I'll take you um, through step by step as a customer what you click on, where you click, what you do. It's very easy, guys. From the website, you're clicking on machine service. It clicks you, links you into a calendar. You pick the date and time and fill in your information. Um, this will help me help you expedite things and also let me know what is coming in the door and what is going on with the machine before you get here. Um, yes, when you get here, we will still need to do a ticket in the register so that it's logged in, and I will um, still do a check-in of the machine, give you a receipt, etc. Other thing that I might do, I'm talking to like so. I don't have the everything how it's going to work, but um, there's an option that I may be able to turn on invoicing. And if I turn on invoicing, when I'm done, I may, and you notice I'm using the word may, be able to send you an invoice um, for your machine, and the invoice, I think, will have the details in it as to what it's did, what the charges are, and then you can literally click on it, pay it, and when you come in, your machine's already paid for. You're done. You can then shop. You don't have to worry about paying for your machine. You just shop and get whatever things you need and pick up your machine. Um, so I'm trying to make it easier. I'm trying to make it easier for you to bring it in, to say what's going on with your machine, to pick up your machine. All those things I'm trying to make it more uh, flow easier for you, dropping off your machine, picking up your machines, um, answering questions before you ever come to pick it up. And literally in the work order, whenever I send notifications, and some of you guys have already figured this out, whenever I send you a text message, um, you can text the computer back. And this is that Mike goes back into the register and looks for text messages. Uh, because it's literally shows up with the little red dot, and you've got to know to go look for this little red dot. So that is not as easy notification, but if it does, then I can send you another text message via the work order. It's just the whole process, the way things work. And That's probably a little more in depth than I needed to go, but those are some of the changes that I'm doing and we're doing and rearranging and everything. So, is there any questions, hon? Sherry?
Okay, hang on. Thank you, Mike. Kathy Galloway says thank you for helping her this past week.
Sure.
Okay, so we'll let him get back to moving because he's the man with the plan. We're going to let him get back to that. And then I've got a, let's see, I don't see any other comments, Mike.
All right, I'm going to disconnect if I can figure out where my window went.
I can just disconnect you right here. There we go. He's gone. Okay, so I'm not sure what all he was saying because I tried to turn off the sound, any type of sound at all, so that I'm watching the little comments on the screen so that we don't have that feedback that we had before. But what I want to show you today is we have the Hoop Sisters Splendid Star. That is the new exclusive shops program for this year. There's going to be 2 class Facebook schedules, one starting in February and the other will start later this year. But I sent out an email yesterday to everybody that is registered today to get in the Facebook group. Today they're doing the getting started. So what to do, how to do it, what to expect with this process. We're also, if we have enough people and we have enough interested, we'll add, a little monthly get together sew along to help you if you need that extra help in addition to the Facebook group. So, man, you guys are getting a lot for this Hoop Sisters project. So I thought I would start stitching out a few of them so you could see. And it's another good way for me to demo the By George ruler. Now, if you're still interested in Splendid Star, you can pick it up from our shop at any time. We have them. You can just go on and order it. We'll get it to you right away. The fabric, if you need help picking your fabrics, it takes 4 different fabrics. We'll be happy to help you and give you a discount on that, and your battleizer, your supplies that you need the first time around for the class. So anyway, I just thought that I'd give you a little sneak peek and a couple little hints, okay? So I stitched out, here's 2 of the first blocks, and I've got them already trimmed. Look at that quilting. What I love about the Hoop Sisters is you don't have to buy extra. Now you can see my because of the light behind me, you can see this little line through there. That is actually, let's see if I put 2 of them up. Now you don't see it. The light that's behind me shines through and you see shadows. But look at that, the quilting. And if you look, let me see if I can pull this down. Up through here, all of that's all quilted. The quilting is all included. This is one of my threads. Just look at that stitch. I mean, that's one of the little embroidery parts of it. That's part of the butterfly. This is part of the butterfly. So they've got the blocks so that when you go to put them together, they'll all, flow. But just look at that. Your tone on tone fabrics. I mean, it's going to be absolutely gorgeous. So I've got another block, and if you also notice on my blocks, and this is what they suggest that you do when you're doing a project like this, great hint when you've got all these pieces, is up here at the top in the seam allowance, write the block number. Now I used a friction pen because it'll stay. Don't use your air soluble or those pens because it'll disappear. Now, if that happens, you can hit it with an iron and bring it back. But the friction pen, it will stay right there in the border until it's ironed. So you hit it with an iron, it's going to make it disappear. So I've got, you label the blocks. But what I want to show you how to do is we're going to do a little refresher on the George ruler, the by George. Okay, that's this ruler by George. They had a metal version. This is the newest one, the 3.0. It's the by George trimmer. It's got the edge on it, the lip. And that lip, and believe me, this works very well for any of your other blocks that you're trimming from any of your other vendors. It is only available through us and through Hoop Sisters, which if you want a Hoop Sisters project, remember, or product, go right to our website and click on, either come to our site and purchase it or go to our affiliate link. We appreciate that. You also need a 60 millimeter rotary cutter. This is the nice heavy one from Quilter Select. I absolutely love it because of the weight and also because it's left or right. So you take and lay this flat. It's got that flat lip. We're going to put it flat and slide it under all those extra pieces. You just kind of slide it back to your trimming line and then lay it down. Kind of snug it just a little bit. Take your rotary and cut it. Now, another little tip. This extra piece goes over here on the pile that I have, because I've started a pile, and they can be sewn back together and with a zigzag stitch and create frankenbatting. Look at that. Can take these two pieces because I cut them all the same sizes. When they're done, they match up, and a little zigzag stitch through there. I now have a piece of frankenbatting that I can reuse. It's definitely sturdy enough to do that. I even save the smaller pieces and do the same thing. All right, so once I've got that trimmed, the batting's trimmed all the way back to the stitch line, then I can turn the ruler over, lay it down flat. It's got these lines on it, and line up that first 1/4 inch line and trim off the excess. Okay, now I do the same sides. I'll flip it around. I do this side the same way so that I have those two end pieces. That's the larger pieces that will be available to sew back together. Okay, so see, I've got another one. It's the same size. Then flip it over, and this is how I get to, remember, when you flip it, keep your little finger, your pinky part of your hand back out of the way. That's what holds it in place so that it doesn't go out of the way. Okay, so it doesn't slide on you. So it's back, trimmed up, flip over. Okay, get these little pieces out of the way. Same thing on this side, then I'll be ready to mark this. So this is just, if you're doing the compass, the other quilt with us, you're going to be doing the same, the same process. Okay, so this gets me some of my blocks. I've got another one finished. It's the A1. Grab my marking pen, and I have them all laid the same way, just to make it easier so I remember which is the top and the bottom. And I'm just going to write the A1 right here. I actually went down and put it in another corner too, just so that I have it written in two places in the outer border. Okay, so now I've got that. All right, wanted to share that with you. So that'll help you. If you missed it this morning, you have to go to the link that I sent in the email. This is for the Hoop Sisters class, and there'll be another live session at 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock today. 1 o'clock. Okay. So, a couple other things I want to I'm just going to share with you and talk to you about is our mini quilts. If you're part of the mini quilts, that Kimberbell mini quilts class is on January the 19th. and you have your fabric. This is the fabric that was sent. This is your backing fabric. This is your piece of batting. That is your Kimberbell, your embroidery batting. There's a piece of that in your kit, plus all of the little pieces of fabric. You can switch them around where you want to use them. They're not exactly the same as what's listed on the paper. Okay? Next up is our newest, the Stitcher's Garden. You see that behind me. And this is going to be our first block. I'm just showing this one to you. Each block is going to be a little bit different. I've got parts of the first three, so I thought I'd just give you a little bit of a hint. We're going to be using batting. We're going to be using our traditional machine and quilting. Each of these blocks are going to be quilted. I think all of them, or most all, are quilted before we do the appliques and the other stuff on it. So I have this one quilted. This is going to be our traditional applique. Now there are other ways that you can do things, and decorative stitches, we'll go over and talk about the decorative stitches that you're going to be able to use. That is block 1. I think this is block 2. Pretty much the only block or the only spot of brown in that whole quilt. But what I want to share with you too is if you want to do it with a white background, you can use an assortment of whites, creams, tone on tones. It doesn't all have to be just flat white. This is a perfect quilt to use lots of your little scraps and leftover pieces from other quilts. Pick your color, the colors that you want to use. You can see we've got 2 different greens here. Again, this is going to be appliqued, quilted in a different stitch. So we're going to be exploring the different stitches on your machine, the different feet, and pretty much every machine is, if you've got a straight and a zigzag, you can do any and all of these. You'll notice we've got some little corners here. Same thing here with some decorative. I've got some tips and tricks that everybody can use without extra attachments and to be able to do those corners. Again, this is going to be some more applique. You can see, okay, those greens are the same, but this one and this one's different. All of the blocks are not going to have exactly the same. Look here, this green is different. So my point is, it is a good quilt to use. Pick something, a color for your background. Be able to use a variety of them, a variety of colors, and it doesn't have to be white. I've seen people do this in red, white, and black, different colors. But when you're quilting, you don't have to have a white background or a white and have exactly the same thing for everything. So another tip, you've got similar, you can mix them in quilts so you don't have to freak out when you get to the end of the quilt and, oh my gosh, I don't have enough fabric. Okay? If you mix some of those in there, it'll allow you to be able to have it to blend. Everything doesn't have to be exactly the same. Okay? So, what are you guys working on today? I hope you go and make it a great day. I'm going to be on the Hoop Sisters this afternoon. We'll be back Tuesday at 11 a.m. Facebook Live is now Tuesday and Thursday at 11 a.m. Okay, we made some changes. We made a lot of changes, and there's more to come this year. 11 a.m. because on Tuesdays at 1, if I can get away, 1 o'clock, we're working on the Lutheran quilts, relief quilts. And those are the ones I ask for blocks. If you find some orphan blocks around your house, toss them in an envelope and send them to us or drop them off at the store. We're still taking those little orphans because we can put them all together and make some, like behind me, some sampler type quilts, 60 by 80, and be able to send them where they're needed. Then next week on Tuesday or Wednesday and Thursday is our Easter tier tray. So Thursday, is going to be a little bit harder. So we may have to switch up our live till Friday because it's really hard to do live same time that we're doing having classes. I don't like to take away from the class, but I don't want to miss everybody on live either. So we may just switch that up to Friday. Yeah, we can certainly do that. Then we have our Stitcher's Garden. First one starts on the 17th. Now, if you've done Stitcher's Garden before and you need a refresher or you've got blocks you haven't completed, go onto our website and you can pick and choose whatever one you haven't or whatever one you need help with. Okay, the class, the fee for the class is just the class. If you already have the pattern, fine. If you've already got all of your fabrics, that's fine. If you need, you want to use your scraps, you need background fabric. I think it's like 3 yards of background. Again, it can be tone on tones, creams, tans, whites. You can do mixes in there. That's fine. And use up your own scraps. That's okay too. You'll need the pattern. If you don't have it, we do have it available. Go on and order it, and Mike will drop it down in the drop box for you. It is a black and white pattern. There are lots of pages for each block, but you can pick and choose. You can come to all, or if you just have a block and you go through and you look at them and say, man, I'd like to learn that technique. I'd like to learn how she did those circles with the little designs in the corner. Just pick that class. You can always use the block to make a tote bag, to make a pillow, to make a table topper, to make a table runner. You don't have to make the whole quilt. So we've divided it up so that you guys can pick and choose. And if you need a repeat, come on back for a repeat. So we've got that going on. Our table runner project for this month is the dots and holes. We're going to be making a drunkard's path. If you've not been part of it before, but you're interested and you want to do something like that with the drunkard's path, sign up for it. It's available as a separate class all together the same day. So I think that brings everybody's tips and hints and tricks. Have a great rest of your day, rest of your weekend, and we will be back Tuesday at 11. So as always, I'm going to tell you to go sew something.